So this is how I became 370 pounds by the age of 19 years old.
Ready, set, go!
You have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going to be, who you're going to be, who you're going to be.
I'm going to take this way back. So from a young age, when I was in like 3rd or 4th grade is when I started to get big. This is because when I was in 3rd or 4th grade, my family was approved for Section 8 and food stamps. And we started getting tons and tons and tons of junk in the house. Now we did get real food, you know, meats and stuff like that and salad. My mom would buy all kinds of things, but we probably got the same amount of healthy stuff as we got in junk stuff. And my mom didn't cook much when I was younger. We probably ate like one time as a family a week, maybe 1 or 2 times when I was younger. I want to say since like 5th or 6th grade on, we pretty much made our own stuff. You know, when mom didn't cook, we'd go in there and we'd have to eat ramen noodles. And it was all the basic stuff because, you know, we didn't know how to cook much. Now, I'm not saying this to make it seem like my mom didn't cook and feed us. We knew how to fend for ourselves. So we go in the kitchen, we make ramen. We ate a lot of hamburger helper. We ate a lot of pork chops. And we did have healthy alternatives, but I was a kid and I was oblivious and I just did not understand what was healthy and what was not healthy. It didn't matter really how much you explained it to me. I just didn't know why I was getting fatter and fatter and more uncomfortable as a kid. I was oblivious. I would definitely say that my upbringing played a huge role in me gaining so much weight at a young age. It sucks because I hate that I blame it on that, but it is a thing. When I have my child, like I do plan to make sure that they're eating a healthy balance, you know? You got to pay attention to those kind of things. And I don't shit on my parents at all for this, but my upbringing food-wise was just horrible, you know? And, you know, my dad is from the South, you know, he's from Kansas City, Missouri. And the rest of my family is from like Arkansas, Texas. Like we come from down South and we cook a ton of soul food. And if you know Black families, you know that they cook a shit ton. You're eating huge amounts of food and you're going to get every single like category of food. You're getting your protein in, you're getting your carbs, you're going to get some sweets in. Like you are getting everything you need when you eat with Black folks. I ate a lot of food, and when Black folks cook, there's a lot left over. So it's not like I'm just eating one bad meal. It's like I'm eating that bad meal. When they cook, we're eating that shit for 5 days. So that's just how it is. And that played a huge role in me gaining weight because I constantly always had something delicious just in front of me. I could never eat just like a chicken breast or something simple. Like we always ate delicious. And that was just how I was kind of conditioned. And as far as my mom's side, you know, my mom's a white woman. We ate, like I said, she didn't cook a ton. So we made the kids there's 5 of us. We made a ton of the stuff ourselves, you know, whether we were eating ramen noodles or pork chops or whatever it was in the fridge, that's what we ate. And my mom did work out. She had somewhat of a mentality. She'd go to the gym and this and that, but she also had a pretty high metabolism and she didn't eat much just in general in the first place. So it wasn't a big issue for her. That was kind of my upbringing. My mom did work out. My dad did not work out and we ate a ton of food. Later on in life, my mom started snacking like crazy. So we always had honey buns and big Texas cinnamons and it was always junk in the house, always. And there was no limits to it. We attacked that shit immediately out the gate as soon as it came in the crib. Another thing was I got so lazy. Like I just got super lazy and it probably was just all that terrible ass junk I was eating for all those years. I can't blame my parents for it. It was there, I ate it, it's whatever, I don't look back on it. I'm just giving you guys my experience. I got pretty lazy. I was eating so much chips and drinking pop every day. There was times where I was just drinking pop, no water for weeks, months, I don't even know. Like it was ridiculous. Water wasn't even a thing to go drink like a gallon of water a day. I've never heard of that until I was an adult. Yeah, so pop, sugar, candy, anything we can get our hands on like that. And that led me to be extremely lazy. I was just a lazy kid. I was either playing video games or I was forced to play sports. Like I didn't even want to play sports when I was a kid. I was lazy as hell. I wanted to skateboard because I knew that when I was done skateboarding or when I got too tired, I could just take my ass in the house and sit down and play the game. So I tried to skateboard and I actually tried to stop playing football because I was getting conditioning and working out and shit like that. And I hated it. And I told my family I wanted to skateboard and somehow they convinced me to get back into football. But yeah, I'm going down a rabbit hole. Let's get out of that. when sports stopped for me, I played a lot of sports when I was younger. Tried out for the basketball team. I didn't make that shit. I played football though. I was a varsity athlete in football and in track. When sports stopped, I kind of lost any like discipline I had in my life, because at that age, I didn't really know what discipline was. I kind of felt like a late bloomer. I felt like there were some things that I was missing in life, you know, and I was an inner city kid. And when I went to the suburbs, I realized like discipline was something that was kind of taught into their lives at a young age. They had a foundation, they had a schedule and stuff like that. My parents did great, but I think when I went out to the suburbs, I realized like, wow, these kids really do have things that I don't have, things that they have access to this knowledge and this education that I didn't even know fucking existed. I had no discipline. I had no idea that about drinking water and vegetables and stuff like that. Yeah, they say eat your veggies, but like I never had that balanced diet. So I'm saying all this to say that when I stopped playing sports, I lost any discipline that I had from football coaches or from anybody that was kind of helping me even maintain my weight. I was stuck around like 320, 330 for a long time, which for me was a decent weight until I stopped playing sports. Then I stopped playing sports and that 320, 330 shot up. I had no disciplinarian in my life. There was nobody to tell me not to eat this or when I should chill out for a little while. Like one of my football coaches would tell me like, hey, like, you know, go on a cut or stop eating this for a few days, something to kind of keep me in check. But I was never educated on it and I was just completely oblivious, probably till I was like 18. When I graduated from high school and I went off to college, I realized nobody's gonna hold your hand. There was no disciplinarians no more. Nobody. There was nobody that could tell me what to do and I had to listen. This is where the real trouble started, is because I didn't know what the hell I wanted. I literally just felt like I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, if I'm being honest. So in college, the cafeteria was a buffet. So like you eat whatever the hell you want and you can get it as many times as you want. There's no limits on that shit. I had no discipline. I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, and then I had a buffet at my service every single day. You know, they had cereal and they had cakes and all these different things, cakes and cookies, everything at your disposal. And when I left college from there, I went to another college and it was the same thing, just a bigger college on a state campus. And I ate even more shit and I just kept eating and eating and eating. Then my pops was locked up. I'm gonna get a little deep on y'all. My pops got locked up. I was probably around, I wanna say 340, 350-ish. I dropped out and I was literally just at home at my mom's. I was literally just at home at my mom's house, sleeping on the floor, broke as hell, eating. Just eating her out of house and home, not working, nothing. And something inside of me was just like, bro, you gotta turn this shit around now. Like, you cannot continue this course. It was just so bad. And I don't care if I was conditioned that way since a young age to eat bad and I wasn't taught a lot of these lessons that I definitely needed. I will say that when my pops left, I've learned a lot of valuable lessons. I had no damn choice and I knew that. The person that I would call to ask for help or to ask for assistance with anything was my dad. And he was locked up for 5 years. And I had no choice but to say, hey, it's time to start learning, kid. It's time to start turning this shit around and figuring out what you want for yourself. You know, nobody else could tell me that no more. There was no football coaches left. My dad wasn't there to be in my ear and guide me and give me assistance on these different types of things. I was extremely depressed, and the last person that I could go to was my mom because she wasn't, you know, the healthiest person either. I had no choice but to kind of whip my own ass into shape and to figure out what I wanted. That's pretty much how I became fat, how I became 370 pounds by the age of 19. I was oblivious as hell. My upbringing was not the greatest. I was extremely lazy. I played a ton of video games, and I only played sports when I absolutely needed to. When sports stopped, so did any hope at me losing a single pound. And I shot up to 370 pounds and faced a series of different issues with my life. Anxiety, depression. I was very insecure. I was just broke. I was a bum, you know? And I had no choice but to change my life. So there's my experience on how I became 370 pounds by the age of 19 years old. I hope that this touches somebody, and I hope you can relate with this and you can see that there's a way out from this shit. I was struggling and I damn near killed myself like 3 times. So I was really down low, and I changed my life around completely. And it wasn't until I took responsibility for my own bullshit that I started to finally turn my life around. You can't sit there and blame everybody else your whole life. You can't do that shit. It's not healthy. It's not serving you. It's not gonna help you. It's gonna hold you back. There's no way you can cheat this. You gotta strap up them damn boots and you gotta start marching, because there's a way out of it. You just gotta want it bad enough. That's how I became 375 pounds or 370 pounds by the age of 19 years old. I appreciate y'all. Go ahead and follow the kid at Hunt Health Official on Instagram and subscribe. I appreciate y'all for watching.